How can it be so many months already? Having fun yet?
That one was in different ears and it was bothering the hell out of me. Hello, hey, how's it going? Actually, this song might actually get me in trouble. Ah, that's probably. Hey, sorry for the extra gap in streams. It is what it is. But I've been busy. You'll see why I've been busy soon enough. Not today, not this week, but soon. It'll be, hopefully, it'll have been worth the wait. I've been making Sex 2, that's right, you got me, you leaked it. I've been creating the sex sequel. The sexual sequel. Anyway. Whoa, what is this? It's starting to annoy me, so I'm gonna listen to more Lego music. Anyway, today, you know, what was I saying? Oh, Spider-Man. I got Spider-Man today. This game has a budding modding community, and that was the sole factor in me deciding to purchase this game for the second time. Because I have it on PS4, beat it on PS4, was like, oh, that was great. I have no reason to ever turn my PS4 on now. And now I especially don't, now that I've got this. The modding is a little It's not perfect, but when it works, ooh boy, it works. So I've got some mods that I made. I've got some mods that other people have made. And I really think they're gonna add to the Spider-Man experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna be able to go back to this game without these additions. So just give me one more minute or two to get us ready, and then we'll get cracking. By the way, reminder. By the way, it's still September. It's only been 9 days. By the way, let me be real with you. All proceeds of this stream go towards me getting a new chair, because this chair is literally injuring me. My tailbone is in so much pain. No idea. Ugh. My ass is broken. Anyway. I'm about ready. Wouldn't you say? Put a pillow under my Hank Hill ass? I have a nice, high quality coccyx supporting cushion. Thank you very much. And here's the problem, okay? This is a very expensive mesh chair that I wish I had not wasted the money on. The last time I take a recommendation from Mira. Where the back support is totally fine if I'm not sitting on a cushion. But if I'm not sitting on a cushion, it cuts off all the circulation to my legs. If I sit on a cushion, my legs have good blood circulation, but then the back support is terrible and it hurts my back. So I cannot win with this piece of shit. Stream laying on the floor. You know, I kind of would like to do one stream where I'm just laying in my bed. I'm trying to think of the logistics of getting this set up for that, though. I can't tell if that would be great or horrible. Oh, VR. That would actually be perfect for VR. Oh. You know what? When it's in like the dead of winter and I actually can't go outside and do anything, maybe I'll get that VR kayaking game and just lay in bed. Just be like, ugh. Oh, I love getting out and getting some exercise out here on the river. $1 million play a media share loud enough to wake me up. If I'm wearing headphones, I feel like that wouldn't take much. It takes a lot to wake me up in general. It's weird. Light will wake me up easily, but sound will not. Anyway, how about we play the game instead of just talking about bullshit? Alright. Let me get the game going here. I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog. Or those streams where you play a loud ass music while someone's sleeping. Yeah. I remember when we found somebody doing that and we donated for Hogasm Caught on Tape, which if you don't know what that is, look it up. Very good sound. Very good sound to wake somebody up with. That dude looked like a bomb went off in his room, and he didn't know what was going on. All right. Game capture. Spidered man. There it is. You can see I've got a few save files here. I will be playing this New Game Plus save file, as I do not want to play this game from scratch from the start ever again. You may have already noticed that my Spider-Man is slightly off, a little bit different. He's comically large. It is basically HD Spider-Man, HD PS2 Spider-Man, yes. Yeah. I actually have not tested this save file, so I don't know where it starts, but we're about to find out. I did test my mods.
Better repair this suit before it falls apart even more.
Yeah, this suit's falling apart. All right. So this was the first thing I tried getting working. Honestly, it legit took me like several days, and the textures still aren't correct.
Here, shoot a web.
So the textures are a little jank, but I mean, there he is, right?
Folks, you know I'm not one to promote conspiracy theories, except ones I think are worthy of further discussion, like this one. I've heard reports of Spider-Man hovering around radio towers.
JJ.
At first, I thought he was sabotaging.
JJ, shut up.
But a far more...
So yeah, this took me a hot minute. This really took me a hot minute to get working correctly.
alarming possibility came to mind.
But it was good practice, because once I got this working, you know what I could do next? This. Yeah.
His misguided delusion that he is protecting us. Is he hacking into all our conversations? Business deals, credit card transactions, those personal calls with the wife when you're on a long, lonely book tour. I mean, when one is on a book tour, I wasn't talking about myself. I don't do that sort of thing, and anyone who thinks they have recordings of me doing it is wrong.
Oh, this is some music, huh?
That was great help, thank you.
Great Scott, Gordon Freeman.
Gordon Freeman in the flesh. It really is you.
All units, civilians need help at the scene of a car accident.
Too bad.
Officers needed in the garment district.
Tough shit. I don't have time for you. I'm fucking swanging. How's the bit rate, by the way? Is the stream looking fine for you guys? And you can see his glasses are a little bit janky. Like, if you look real close, glasses aren't quite perfect. But I figured, you know, good enough.
Attention units, kidnapping reported. Please mobilize toward Flatiron, over.
I thought it came out pretty good. So, the music you were hearing, that... Alright. The Gerbot I obviously
Holy
made.
shit, it's Gordon Freeman. Since when can he do that shit?
He's always been able to do it. Promise. So I made Gerbot, obviously. I made Gordon Freeman. The music you're hearing is something I got off of the Nexus. This is Spider-Man PS2 music, which you may definitely recognize if you played the shit out of that game like I did. Which this would be a very familiar building if this was PS2 Spider-Man. Oh no. Dr. Connor's class. I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. Let's see if I can find some more things I modded in. Wow, this music's getting really
Those guys
loud.
breaking in don't live there.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I think I actually forgot to install one of the mods I was looking for. Oh well. There's another one I can show you. This is another one I made. Just got to find...
1010. Witness called in a narcotic sale.
Where
Officers needed in Koreatown.
There's gotta be one around here somewhere.
Can you like
wait, I heard
lift
it.
something heavy? Wow.
Oh, what's that? What is that, huh? What's this on the ground? Rats. They're rats. This one was a fun one to make. Which I have uploaded to the Nexus. So you are more than welcome to download it. You can go get that mod from the Nexus right now. Is there anything else? I think that was actually, because one of them I forgot to install. Oh, there was a couple others that I've added to the game. You'll see that over the progress of the game. Actually, hold on. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me tab out real quick. I would swear I put this shit in here. Did I forget? No, it's in here. Oh, some of. Okay, I see. All right. So there is another one in here. We'll find it naturally over the course of the game. Let me go and do the thing I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, also, let me change my suit power. Yeah, there we go. My HEV suit power. Oh, fiddlesticks. What now? I kind of hope that the modding tools get good enough that people can replace whole buildings. I want someone to put... And this isn't like... Oh, real crass, real
Civilians
grow
are
up.
trapped in their vehicles following a severe accident. Location is north of Houston. Over.
I want someone to mod in the Twin Towers. Mostly because I want this game to be able to be turned into just like Spider-Man 2 PS2 game, but HD. We're already like halfway there. Oh.
Really him?
Among Us. Sorry about all that crime. Don't have time. Haha. Gordon Freeman got science to do. Is my science gonna turn me into the robot? Oh no, I turned into a child. Oh, I don't want to be a kid. I'm gonna have to mod that. I'm gonna have to change Peter Parker to be Gordon Freeman.
Looks like Doc's gone for the night. Time to sneak in some spider work.
Boo, we hate
Trying
him.
to improve the prosthetics hardware. I should review what Doc's been developing and double-check his work.
Hey, you!
Oh no, I'm late for
Doc was
MasterGir's
trying to improve
class.
the actuator's granularity.
There you go. I can skip everything
Nice.
because it's New Game Plus.
Super smooth response. See if we can tune the prosthetics grip force.
Thank
That's better.
God.
Should avoid bone. Interesting. Doc's hardwiring in a base. Very cool. Arms need to tune the
Awesome,
arms gyro
cool,
to
nice,
auto-orient.
awesome, cool, great, nice,
Done.
awesome. These
So
are
Doc's
pipes. These are
trying to
pipe
lower
puzzles.
the
Who
overall
cares?
power consumption of the pro. Great. Way more efficient. Probably safer too.
Who cares? These puzzles suck.
Parker! Dr. Octavius,
I wish I had modded
what you
him,
got
too.
there?
Chinese. If I know you'd be here, I would have... What are you working on?
Oh, just a side project.
Oh, I'm Spider-Man. I mean, shit.
Of course. It's you. I don't know what
Oh,
you're...
come on, Parker. It's obvious.
Let me explain.
I only wish you told me sooner.
I wanted to, but I was afraid that if word got out, my family might be in danger.
Huh. Yes. I guess if you design his equipment, you're bound to be a target too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry. Your secret's safe.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
He be sounding like Rigby?
It's a spider, it's a man, it's a Spider-Man smile.
That should do it.
Hey, you!
Alright, am I going to turn into a robot? Because I put on the new...
Subby.
Nope, it's Gordon. Check it out. Yeah, Gordon Freeman going nuts. Oh my God. Gordon Freeman.
Excuse me, late for work.
Oh, that's sick. Oh.
Coming through.
Looking good, Spidey!
Hello, New York! Haha! New suit, same old me.
Oh, that was sick. Half-Life 3 is crazy. We always knew Gordon Freeman deserved a grappling hook, and when they gave him the spider web tools, you know, it was downhill from there.
Spider-Man, I think I figured out how Fisk's men are keeping his rackets running. Construction sites.
Wasn't that shut down when he was arrested?
No, it's one of his
Nice to see
legitimate businesses. Multiple investors. We can't act without cause.
But now you've got that, right?
That's why I'm hoping you can keep an eye on the locations. Tell me if you see anything suspicious.
Yes, you got it. I'll be your nosy neighborhood Spider-Man.
Okay. Spider-Man wet mode.
Available units. Report of an assault in progress. Please mobilize toward Flatiron. Over.
Huh? Crime in my city? I don't think so.
My loyal listeners, Rushheads, they call themselves, though never quite understood why, will remember my warnings about the downright Orwellian. Get up! Can't take us all! You move now!
Get fucked.
I love
Yeah,
laying
you
out
take it
bullies.
too. You're welcome. I win. Wow, that looked real great. Huh? I didn't do that. Who did this to you? That guy looked really concerned. Let's see if these rooms make any sense. Hold on. Alright, Spider-Man just chose... Sorry. Free man.
All units advised, a vehicle pursuit is
Chose
in
not
progress.
to,
Location is north of Houston. Over.
North of Houston? Alright, let's see. There's a door that leads to nothing. Run! Alright, music. Calm down. Impact web.
Awesome. Doc could be proud.
Jesus Christ.
Can't believe Spider-Man finally won. It ain't over till it's over. Oh, I know, but I remember
I just gotta fight him, right?
The boss used to hand him his ass on the regular. I thought the boss killed him that one time. Maybe he did. Lenny says there's more than one Spider-Man. Bite your tongue.
There's more than one
That's all we need,
Spider-Man.
an army of Spider-Men. Even the rats will stay away. You guys are new here, so let me give you rule number one. Stand down! Lock and cover! Knock him out!
Whoa.
It's Spider-Man!
It's Spider-Man! Watch out, it's fucking Spider-Man!
Why don't we shut your mouth permanently?
Get fucking hit him!
Uh-oh. More of them.
Boss is sick and tired of you. That's a cheap trick.
Spider-Man, turns out we've busted 4 illegal firearms dealers within a 3-block radius of that site.
Gun running. Let's see what I can do to cut down the supply.
Oh, yeah, Freeman knows what he's fucking doing.
He's getting weaker.
Why would you have said that? Oh my god, he's like going gorilla mode. What is happening?
I can't.
Dang, looks like they called their buddies.
Get back down here.
Oh, hey, more guys. Welcome to the party. House rules. Leave your shoes at the door. Unless you're not wearing socks, in which case, buy some socks already.
Witty. Real witty. You're going to fucking die.
Boss is sick and tired of you. So am I. Hit him in the air.
Ah, anyone want to surrender?
TF2.
No?
I blame the street.
Nice. Sorry to hear that. Drop that.
Shot. Flack him. Don't you dare hit me with that.
I had a stream that involved the Tui. I blame the stream.
Nice.
Place is locked down, Captain. Actually, webbed down.
And someone finally reported shots fired, so I've got officers inbound. Good work.
Yeah.
Fisk has more construction sites throughout the city, vetting their fronts too. Keep an eye out, and report in if you see anything suspicious.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna find all of Fisk's construction sites, I should recalibrate my mapping software to be more accurate. Using a depth-mapped post-process on photos of popular landmarks should do it. And I know just the one to start with.
Hey. Thanks, Holly. Freeman kick! Freeman kick! Freeman kick! Freeman kick! Holy shit! Freeman fail! Freeman jump!
Please don't touch the suit.
Peter, good news. I think I smoothed things over with the grant committee.
Excuse
if
me,
Lance Corporal
pardon me?
Texador's fitting tomorrow goes well, we should be okay.
That's fantastic, Doc. We're back on track.
Provisionally, as long as our little incident escaped the mayor's attention. You'll be at the fitting tomorrow?
Definitely. It'll go great. We're gonna change the world, Doc.
I'll settle for not starting any more fires.
what's up?
See you tomorrow, Peter. Here's to a successful day.
I should replace the squirrels with the rats too.
Nice to see you.
Buy one, get one free? Nice.
Strike a pose!
I better be more careful with my adoring public.
That's always happening in New York. Wanna see me do a kick?
That was great help, thank you.
Get in with the old smart kick.
Hey there.
Watch this. You wanna see it?
Pretend I'm a bad guy.
Okay.
You okay?
Quit it!
No bad guys will escape my wrath.
Shoot a web.
Shoot a web? Okay. Oh, whoops. That wasn't a web. Check this out. I'm cool, huh? Spider away. Freeman away. Keep forgetting it's Gordon Freeman. Yeah. Fuck it. Put this one on for a little while. Where's Times Square? I don't know New York very well. I've made that abundantly clear on stream before. Let me see. Where is it? How do I zoom out? Did I install mods for more suits? I made 2 out of the 3 suit mods that are in this. Where's Times Square? Here? I think that's Times Square. Nope, sorry, don't have time.
Available units need response to a break-in. Location is north of Houston. Over.
Nope, sorry, don't have time. Yeah, I just live like this. This is my life. Make a funny superhero quip. Watch out. Hey, do banners.
Nasty car wreck down there. People might be hurt.
Spider-Man!
The Spider-Man! Ow, ow, stop shooting me!
People are still trapped. Need to help fast.
Ow.
A pedestrian's trapped under that car. I have to help them.
Okay. Don't worry, I'll get to you eventually.
Just a little more.
Hurry up.
Hold on. I think that debris is trapping someone inside that car.
There you go.
Victims are out of danger. Let the EMTs do their job now.
I'm gonna tell everybody you're for real.
Hey, this guy said I'm for real.
I got your back, Spider-Man.
I love you.
All right, that's enough of the freak show. Later, Spider-Man.
Later.
Boom!
Stupid
You
asshole.
really are friendly.
Yo, Spider-Man, we don't need you in this city. We got enough problems as it is.
Who fucking said that?
Please, don't ask me to do the hand thing.
Officers be advised, a mugging was just reported. Available officers report to the theater
A
district.
mugging in New York? No, I think they're lying.
Someone's getting robbed.
I'm Spider-Man!
Oh, you started without me.
Ow.
That's it? I feel like the holdup guys are phoning it in lately.
It helped.
Nice to know someone's still looking out for us.
6-person mugging. It happens.
As I warned, Nostradamus-like, after Spider-Man recklessly took down Wilson Fisk without preparing for the consequences, our streets are now filled with aspiring gangsters, each trying to out-psycho the other. My next guest is lucky to have survived an armed robbery. Sir, we're glad you're okay.
Thanks. It was nuts. These dudes walk in like they own the place, waving guns around.
Appalling. When a businessman is afraid to make an honest living.
Yeah, it was a lifesaver that Spider-Man came along and stopped him.
Weren't you listening? He caused the problem. Forgive me.
You see the texture that it's like the textures are fine. It's like applying a normal map that I could not figure out which one it's applying. But I think it kind of looks cool, so it's okay. Oh, that's a hell of a screenshot. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Raising my voice. I'm emotional at the thought of what you went through. Jared, our caller seems shaken. Let's let him go.
I'm fine.
Goodbye!
Parkour! Parkour! Whoa! Oh my god! Oscorp. I'm something of a scientist myself. This is just, I get like so much entertainment out of just like swinging around.
Officers near Devil's Shelf, please report to the scene.
I don't know if you do, but I do. That music timing. I didn't plan the setup, but you know I heard that shit coming and I had to run with it. We got a mugging on Mugger's Gulch. Please advise. Got a 3801 on Criminale.
Good old Empire State. Man, I love this town. Time to grab a snapshot.
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's gonna hit the building! Oh, it's behind me.
That'll do it. Map should be recalibrated now. Haven't done much photography since quitting the Bugle. Forgot how much I enjoy it. Should keep an eye out for more landmarks to shoot.
Joe Biden, wake up. 9/11.
Huh, it's Mr. Lee. Hello?
Peter, it's Martin Lee. I just wanted to let you know we need a little extra time to get set for May's party. I guess the cake delivery is stuck in traffic.
Oh, sure thing. Just let me know when you're ready and I'll swing by.
Great. Talk to you soon.
Is he Spider-Man?
Okay, got some time to kill. Let's see what's happening out in the city.
Oh my god. Bro, you're starting to piss me off now. There we go. Hey, there we go. Nice. Hold on. I'm trying to get like a good shot. You can see where the rigging is a little wonky here. That's pretty good right there. Hold on. Okay, every time I've tried to just press and hold, it's not done anything, so I don't know why now it does it. Whoop. I don't need that one at all. Okay, that's probably fine. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, whatever. I just thought it was a good screenshot. I don't know what to tell you. Alright. Let me save. And then I'm gonna skip forward in the game's story a little bit here. A little bit. Gonna move forward a little bit in the story. We get a little
Something's
bit more
going down at the Fisk construction site.
A little bit more.
Gotta remember to check it out.
Now it's broad daylight and not just morning, which is nice. If you came here for the story, I'm sorry to tell you, you're not gonna get the full story here today.
All units, mass terrorists have opened fire. Location is Little Tokyo. Over.
Well, we're in New York, so I'm not sure why you're telling me. Is that Five Nights at Freddy's graffiti? No. Wait, maybe? Hold on. Where did you see Five Nights graffiti? Hold on, wait a minute. Somewhere on a wall. Damn, you right.
Attention local units. A break-in is reportedly in progress. Officers needed near Kips Bay.
Wait, hold up. How much sense does this room make? Not much. Not much. This is a kitchen that leads out to a window that's not actually there. Okay. A dining room that leads to a kitchen on one other side. Yeah. See, these things, they look fine from a distance, but when you like look real close at them, they kind of really don't make any fucking sense. Anyway. They're like parallax textures. They're... How do I describe it? They're like a shader. Half-Life Alyx has a shader to make the bottles look like they're filled with water, but they're actually not. There's like nothing inside of there. It's just a texture shader. It's the same principle with that. I don't know the specifics. I'm not the person to ask. They just ran those people over.
Consolidated shipping. Jeff, I'm here.
You chewing on some gum there, Dr. Freeman?
Find the rest. The boss wants them dead.
Looks like the demons are moving in on Fisk's territory.
He's chewing a little bit of gum. He's like Mr. Ed. He's got peanut butter on his tongue.
Nap time.
Am I supposed to be sneaking? Whoa, that was not what I meant to do, but that actually works fine.
Sleep it off.
Let's go ahead and just get rid of that.
You got what you came for. You don't need to kill us too.
This is the E3 scene.
Fisk's territory is ours now.
Not today.
I'm so fucking mad.
Did you see Dr. Freeman?
Hey, Willie.
You.
Nice jumpsuit. Slimming.
Stay out of my business.
Wait, the demons. Who's their leader?
Keep my men alive and maybe I'll tell you.
Hey, why'd you drop his phone? That was kind of rude.
Saving bad guys from other bad guys. Not how I thought today would go.
Alright. Get their asses. Does that do anything? No, it doesn't. Oh! Okay.
Well, I got their attention.
Alright, just get out of here.
I could have taken him.
Sure, sure.
Where am I going?
Better swing around the outside to look for Fisk's men.
Where am I? What just happened to me?
I'm not going anywhere.
Kick his ass. Yeah, Black Mesa really trains you for some whack-ass shit. God damn it. Oh, you guys are really pissing me the fuck off. Alright, that's enough blocking.
You two stay here. Wait for the police.
Alright. Yeah, wait for the police, criminal. Finally, don't do anything. Bye. You die now. Oh, I broke that guy's neck. You don't go limp like that.
Literally didn't see that coming. Hey, big guy.
I don't have any focus. I'll do this. Dropped it. That's a Spider-Man quip. To just throw something back and be like, hey, you dropped this. You saw you saw Gordon Freeman posting like Spider-Man in the thumbnail. You didn't know what you were recommended. Well, check it out. That's what you're here for. I'm Spider-Man. I'm Freedman. That dude's fucking dead. I don't care what. I don't care what I attached to him. He's gone. You know what? Yeah. Damn it! I wanted to like
you okay?
Drop kick him off the building.
Yeah, thanks.
Fisk, your men are safe. Your turn. Who runs the demons?
He's chewing more peanut butter. He's got more peanut butter on his tongue.
Check the roof.
I've missed these cryptic Fisk talks.
Whoa, okay. I didn't think I was gonna make it all the way up there. There's a mod I think that makes Spider-Man and Peter not speak. I probably should have installed that. The idea of Freeman not actually speaking and his mouth just like kind of wiggles now and then. Oh, I should have installed that.
Oh,
I might.
Come on.
After this, I might install.
No!
Gordon, wake up! Major fracture detected. User death imminent.
Go! Did that just happen? Yeah.
I forgot how.
I'm getting reports of a
shit the dialogue
helicopter with a wrecking ball.
Yeah, things with the
Well,
demons
that
got
happened.
complicated. Sit tight, Yuri. I got this. Please, let me got this.
Did that just happen? I forgot. I get, you know, it's got a mainstream audience, you know. They got their clientele. They gotta sell the games.
That helicopter is destroying the city.
I know.
You need to bring it down.
I know.
Maybe you could superhero a little faster?
Working on it, Yuri. Call you when it's
Can you
done.
superhero a little faster? Whoops, that's the wrong button. Every time I just think it's Wait, did I just throw a missile down at the crowd below me? That's probably bad.
Now's my chance.
Go, Gordon, go! Oh. The action shots with Gordon really are making this.
Hope I live to regret this.
genuine kick.
Is this the flight to Newark?
Yo, is that Half-Life 3?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna fail this. I'm gonna fail this QTE. Aw, I thought something funny would happen. I hope I don't have to do that chase all over again. Wait. Huh? There we go.
Afraid I have to ask you to pull over the helicopter, sir! I need to disable the helicopter's engines.
I'm working on it.
One engine down. Now for the second.
All right, I go over
this
here
is
now.
your master plan? Replace Fisk?
Fisk is only the beginning!
Mash it! Mash it!
Need a plan. Need a plan real fast. I guess this is the plan!
Oh my god, what a terrible plan.
Come on, Pete, you got this! You got this, you got this, you got this!
Hey, it turned off my option for QTEs. I wanted to fail that.
Please
yeah,
don't
see,
screw
this
this
would
up.
have been a QTE. See? Oh well. Oh my god. That suit's flexible. I didn't know the HEV would let you do that.
These masks are so awesome. Where do you get them?
Peanut butter.
Cool, thanks. Do they have a website?
Yes!
Whoops. Hey, Yuri. I caught the bad guys, but...
But what?
You might want to bring a ladder. Yo, Miles. Hey, fanboy.
That's Miles Morales. That's the next Spider-Man.
Oh crap, I'm late.
You coming?
I gotta get to City Hall for my dad's ceremony.
All right. Tell your pops I said congrats.
Yay. Hey, there he is. There's the man of the hour.
MJ, did they start the ceremony yet?
They're still setting up. Where are you?
Got hung up at work. Be there soon.
Sorry, MJ, I can't make it. I gotta go stare at rats.
Can't talk, Spider-Man. I got it.
There's one. There he is. Ugh, that's a giant rat. Gross.
Guys are swinging guns from the kingpin!
Oh, wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. What you doing over here? Wait, what? Okay. They turned their car stereo down.
Hey, I got a business.
A helicopter fight, trailing a crane, in the air above our teeming streets, on which it could have crashed at any moment in a blazing rotor-chopping fireball of doom. Still think the webhead's protecting people like you, caller?
Yep.
Well, he stopped them, and he made sure the helicopter didn't land on anyone. So, it seems to me he did the right thing.
The right thing would be to call the professionals. My son serves proudly in the Air Force. He's logged thousands of hours of flight time and years of training in protecting our homeland. But he's not good enough?
Well, of course he is, but he wasn't there. Spider-Man was.
Because that's how he wanted it! God forbid he share the spotlight with anyone! That's it. I'm done pointing out the obvious. Let's go to commercials. I need a double aspirin with an antacid chaser. Now!
Ah. Jameson is such a good character. Specifically the
Attention all units, active robbery of an armored vehicle. Incident was reported near
I'm
Trinity.
forgetting his name. What's his face's interpretation? You know who I'm talking about. J.K. Simmons, thank you. Just kidding, Simmons.
There's the stage entrance. And we'll be right out front.
Oh shit, I forgot about this part. I have to play as
Sounds like a lot
not
of people
Spider-Man
out
through
there.
this section.
You'll be fine, honey.
Last time I gave a speech, I was in high school. Miss Steinberg gave me a C-.
Well, if only Miss Steinberg could see you now.
Hey, you got this, Dad. I mean, come on, you saved Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure that makes you an official superhero.
A superhero. Or maybe I'm just a guy who doesn't give up.
Why does he sound like his voice actor speaking in a range that he's not comfortable with?
I just don't give up.
Welcome, everyone. And before I hand it off to Mayor Osborne, I'd just like to say a few words.
Oh, and he's not wearing any suit.
think this
No, it's
gang
just
war may
it's just
finally
a
be
dude.
over.
Can I skip? Skip cinematic. Yeah. Skip the cinematic. A bomb happens. It's real bad. Miles is now an orphan. Yeah.
Miles! Miles! Are you okay? Miles!
He's only half orphan. Yeah.
Miles!
I forgot about that part.
Peter! Come on. Peter!
I should have installed the mod that replaces MJ with Dr. Octavius.
Miles! Miles! Right here, just stay with me. Thank God. Can you hear me, baby? Can you hear me? Peter?
Anyway.
Mom!
Jason!
Crazy.
Oh my God!
Need to get around somehow.
I should see if I can replace MJ with Alex. That's actually a great idea. Sean! 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 Where do I go?
Can't leave. Gotta find Mom.
Sean! Sean! Activate Miles' vision. I don't know where to go. I skipped a cutscene and now I'm lost. There we go.
Whoa!
Well, that absolutely hit him.
Oh, man! Mom? Mom!
Mom, why are you doing this? Get out from under there. Stop screwing around.
Damn it! Hurry! Think. Flipping!
Come on. Quit fucking around.
Got her!
Just trying to fix the generator.
Are you okay? Nice going, kid. Are
You gotta get out of here. We're in the terror radius.
Yes, are you okay?
I'm alright, Mom. I'm alright. You sure you're okay?
Yes, I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna be alright.
All right, Lisa.
I love you.
I have to go find Dad, okay?
No, wait. Miles, no. Miles, no!
Okay. You're right, Mom. I won't do that. I'll stay right here.
I'll find him.
It's okay.
Miles!
I'm right. It's fine. I'm right here. I won't go. Miles vision, activate. Where do I go?
Baby! Stay here! Please!
Dad's alive. I know it.
Well, he's not, so you don't know it. You don't know shit, buddy.
He was right there. What the hell?
Oh, demons.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, I forgot there's a stealth segment.
I can circle around the edge to get past him. Through there.
Yeah, we're here. Is this where the negative men show up? This is where they become the most prominent problem. These are the men who got put into MS Paint and someone hit Control I on them. Oh, I might should probably have not come out yet. When do I go?
Gotta find a way around these guys.
Quit looking at me.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Bet I can climb through.
Okay. It's the bat! Look out, it's the bat! When does Batman show up? I thought that was Saul Goodman at first. Wait, I don't want to be down here. Or do I?
Dad was right there. Gotta help him.
You gotta help him. Good looking. Thank you. Hit him up the head. Oh, who would have guessed a child was no match? Odd Osborne to Saul. Oh man,
No.
yeah.
Stop! No!
Enough! We have to leave. Now!
Why, that's Martin Lee. I thought he was a good guy.
Dad. Dad.
What a tragedy. What a tragedy. Hey, I got a Steam achievement. Hey, I get to be the free man again. Oh, and I'm all wet. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff. I look bad when I'm all wet. Oh, this looks
I'm
bad.
busy. What's up?
Oh no,
Have
he's
you
all
started looking
glossy.
for Martin Lee yet?
No,
And
I
low
told you I
quality.
can't start a manhunt based on a hunch from Spider-Man.
But I'm telling you, he's the guy.
Get me some solid evidence and we'll talk.
Solid evidence. Right. Hey, it's me.
Hey, so what are you thinking?
What the fuck is
I'm
this?
thinking I screwed up, and that kid lost his father.
I know you too well to say you should give yourself a break. What about the police? Do they have
None
any
of these
leads on
suits are
me?
modded.
They're not even looking for him. Even Yuri doesn't believe me.
I'll do this for a little while. There we go.
I've been doing some research.
I don't look as fucked
Go to
up
this
when
address.
it rains with this
Martin
one.
Lee bought a controlling interest in this recycling center last year.
You think he's hiding out there?
Maybe. We know he's not at Feast. If he's not at the recycling center, maybe you'll find some evidence as to where he might be.
Yeah. Good work, MJ. I'll let you know what I find.
Oh, one more thing. I talked with a detective about questioning the arrested demons. They're all claiming Martin Lee has the power to, quote, corrupt people.
Corrupt? What does that mean?
They say it's sort of like mind control. It brings out the negative part of you. Makes you do things you wouldn't normally do.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
This coming from a guy who can run up walls.
Yes, I can swing around this pole. You have no idea how long I spent doing this in the PS2 Spider-Man.
Attention unit. Pursuit in progress of multiple vehicles with masked hostiles. Available officers, move in on Manhattanville.
Fuck yeah. Do that shit.
Today is a day for somber reflection, for mourning, honoring fallen heroes like Jefferson Davis. But it's also a day to vow never again. It stops here. Some people say I blame everything on Spider-Man. Well, I don't blame him for the bombing. That cowardly act is squarely the responsibility of whoever committed it. But if we're going to keep New York safe, we can no longer tolerate the kind of lawlessness Spider-Man and his ilk represent. This is our city. By God.
By God.
Take it back.
We're going to take it back. By God.
Where's the part of town that had the good water towers? My mission's right there, but I need to find the water towers. I see these water towers, but they're not the ones I'm looking for. You hope J.K. Simmons doesn't die anytime soon? I agree. Everybody loves J.K. Simmons. Where are these fucking water towers that I'm fucking looking for? This fucking city. Drive me fucking crazy. Around here somewhere, I know they are. Those are still the wrong ones. Is it in like the shit part of town? Sorry, I don't have time for crime. I'm looking for a water tower.
What's wrong with me?
Calm down. Oh, that truck had a bomb in it. My bad.
All units, we have a vehicle pursuit in progress. Need additional officers near Sycamore.
Sorry I ignored a truck bomb. Died because of me? No, they died because somebody bombed them. Why didn't you stop him? Why's the blame gotta go on me? Huh? Fucker? Alright, I'm done trying to find these stupid water towers. What in the fuck just happened? slang your web. Fuck. You gotta swang that thing. Swang that thing. Yeah. The music mods aren't working anymore because they're meant for Act 1 and post-game.
Officers needed in Central Park. Please copy.
I think the bombing is starts Act 2, I believe.
MJ's hunch was right. Place is crawling with demons. Gotta take these guys out, then have a look around.
So many demons here.
锁坏了。哎，你要就可以了。还是不行。
See how good I am at Spider-Manning? Surprise! 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 Anyway.
Okay, that's all of them.
Here we go, right here.
High security lock. They use these on banks, not recycling centers. Maybe if I can find where it gets its power from.
Maybe here.
Huh. They've been working on their power systems.
Whoops. There we
Looks
go.
like I could override the circuit. Need my electric webs.
I have oh, that's right. I do have electric webs.
Well, that did something. But looks like the circuits need a little more juice.
Uh-huh. Oh. Fucking fire truck.
Gotta find a junction box.
God damn it, I'm stuck.
There. Looks like the circuit's still stable. Maybe there's another junction box close by.
I wanted to see that mouth trying to talk. That looked pretty good. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Gotcha. Almost there. One more box should do it.
But no, that looked like that was the last box. I don't know what you're talking about. Huh? I shot this one.
Uh-huh.
Whatever. Have any other model replacements besides Freeman and me? Just one, because the array of Spider-Men are mostly reskins and mostly the same, like, 3 Spider-Men. The only other one that I have is this one, which is basically HD PS2 Spider-Man. I need to tab out and play this sound file for you. It's part of a video, but it's going to be a sound file. Every time I hear that fucking train sound effect. This is all I imagine. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, this is gonna be really loud, just so you know. You might want to turn your turn your audio down real quick.
Motherfucking fire truck for this! Right here! Look at this! It's musical,
That's all I can think of. Am I playing with the fully nude Spider-Man mod? No. But there is just fully nude Spider-Man in the game. Wait, hold up. Something went wacky with... One of my mods is fucking up his mask, I just noticed. Oh, I think it's that original Spider-Man. Or this mod is probably fucking up naked Spider-Man. Not fully nude. Yeah, because I have rules on this website that I have to abide by. Yeah, I know it is boring. I'm sorry that I have rules. Fucker. Let's put Gordon back on. Oh, that's right. I wasn't on him because he was getting all oily. It's not raining in here, so it's okay, though. What in the fuck was the point of that backflip? Style points. Yeah, okay. Oh, there it is. Get this fucking thing off the wall. Oh. Yeah, Gordon's known for this. I don't know if this is how he does it, but he's known for this kind of thing.
Oh, man. Guns from Fisk's armory. Truck bombs. This is crazy.
Psychology.
Explosives from Fisk's construction site. Lots of high-tech equipment. These must be where they're planning to attack.
Alright, you get all the information you need. Spider-Man.
This wasn't a gang war. The demons were stealing from Fisk to go after Mayor Osborn.
Hey, did you find Lee?
No, but you were right. Lee's using this place as a front for the demons.
Fucking
bomb-making, gun-running.
Ow. Whoa!
My God.
And it looks like they're planning another attack. This time on Norman Osborn's campaign offices.
We must have some kind of beef with Norman Osborn.
I found an address here. I think it's their staging area. If I hurry, I might be able to stop them.
Be
Go
careful.
off. Yeah, beef might have not been the most apt word to use.
Yuri, it's me.
Make it quick. I'm busy getting yelled at by my boss.
Martin Lee and the demons are planning another attack, this time on Norman Osborn's campaign offices.
Are you sure? We've had a lot of false leads in the past week.
Trust me on this one. I'm sending you the address of a recycling center. You'll find all the evidence there.
Why didn't he take pictures? Why didn't he take
I'll
pictures?
get those campaign offices evacuated. But if you're wrong about this, you're gonna help me find a new job.
I need to find these water towers. It's going to drive me crazy. What's up, Danger? What's up, Danger? I see it. I see it. You see it? I see it. I cannot touch this surface. Bum 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 bum. Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh man. I need to mod the fuck. I've got a few going right now. I need to make this game fucking like just different. Just completely fucking different. Oh damn, that sucks, Kate. Make Lee G-Man. Martin G. Does this game have a ton of crazy mods? It's not crazy quite yet because they're still figuring out a lot of the tools and file formats and shit and how to properly convert things. Lee, man. There you go. That's better. But there's some good shit. Let me show you another small one for anyone that wasn't here. See it. Because the Gerbot one, I've said this before, I'm going to repeat again for people who weren't here. Gerbot I made, Gordon I made, and if I can find it, there's one more that I made.
You okay?
Get the hell out of here.
Where is it? I didn't make Among Us, that was somebody else. Was on the workshop. There he is. I made this. Gordon is not on the Nexus yet. I will put him up there eventually. The Rat you can download right now. The Rat is on the Nexus right now. But yeah, I made the Rat. I thought I installed a mod that replaced all these signs with like real ads. Well, maybe, because someone said they saw fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. This'll tell me for sure. The cereal brands? No, that's weird. I guess it didn't work. Or I forgot to turn it on or something. I don't know. I need to find where some of these files are.
Nice to see you.
Can I have coffee, please? Like coffee? Like coffee? Anybody got any coffee? I'm looking for some coffee. Get some coffee.
Hi.
Yeah, you shut the fuck up. I'm not even masked. That's nothing. Watch this.
There you go. Here.
Am I impressive?
There you go.
I'd love to see somebody crossing the street like that. Oh, I got a crossing light. I gotta make this.
Hey, you!
Oh, I made it.
Sick flips into traffic.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I'm out of here.
Don't mind me.
Could you, like, do something?
Yeah, watch this. Isn't that sick?
Hey, just taking a break. I know, I'm a jerk.
Holy shit. Now I'm a fucking menace. Now I'm the problem.
Over here.
Can you get hit by cars in Ragdoll? No, unfortunate.
Oops, sorry.
Hey, you!
Hey.
Yo. Hi.
Hey.
It's really him.
Excuse me, I'm not Spider-Man. I'm just a dude in a suit. I can't swing or anything. I can do this though. JJ was right. Gordon Freeman can do all these things. I want more Gordon Freeman cutscenes, goddammit. Half of these cutscenes have been like, oh, let me take off my suit and then not do anything.
No way you're really Spider-Man, right?
Consolidated shipping. A lot
Oh,
of guys.
it's just more of this shit.
I should try to do this quietly, but also with style.
He has no style. He has no grace. Gordon has a funny face.
Okay, I'm just allowed in here, I guess. Grab the wall. Grab the wall. Yeah, okay.
好，怪好了，只需要剪断支线电线。钢之城啊。
Oh, fuck this. I don't care. Yeah, whatever. Missed. Whoa, 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 what was happening? Did not mean to come down here. Stop kicking Gordon, there you go. Is that it? Am I good? Whoa. Now what? Oh, I have to take care of the one dude who didn't really understand what was happening. Whoa.
Lee's not out here. Better check inside.
Way to go, Gordon. You did it. What do we got?
Huh. Invoice from an auto shop. Pale Horse Rides. That's one expensive tune-up. What else can I find around here?
I don't know. What else can
Good thing
you
I stopped this when I did.
Yeah.
You could blow up half of Manhattan with this stockpile. These guys aren't kidding around.
What else? Where else am I going and doing and what am I doing? That's right. I know, he gets really shiny when he gets rained on.
They have bases all around the city.
Cool.
This is bigger than I thought. Looks like the demons have an army.
An army of demons. I'm gonna get attacked. Oh, he looks terrible. He's doing like a Turkish oil
One deadly
thing.
glowing whip wasn't enough.
Oh. The fuck out of here.
I don't know what I was
shit.
expecting, but it was definitely not this.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, MJ. I think I stopped the demon's attack on Osborn's campaign office. No, but I found something we should look into. A place called Pale Horse Rides.
Sounds familiar. I'll check it out and get back to you.
You know what? Fair enough. Nice. Fucking teammates are getting him killed. Damn, with that metal shoe, that dude's fucking skull is cracked.
Copy, Silverbird. We're descending to location. There's another one. Safety's off.
Well, this is new.
No. This one's mine. All right. I'm executing this son of a...
Hey! That's not how we do things. Down! Down!
Oh, he looks awful.
Code SM1.
Whoa. Before we do this, who the hell are you guys?
Code SM1. Code SM1. Holding for orders. Copy Code SM1. I have a visual. Hold for Silverbird.
Hey, how's it going? In my head, I just imagine her missing every single one of those shots
Nice
and then
entrance.
fucking up the landing.
Solid 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Release him. He works with us.
Nice.
Yuri, explanation, please?
Oh,
This
he's
is
so
Silver
shiny.
Nova, head of Sable International, a private security force, paid for by Mayor Osborn.
Oh, the mayor has a pet army now?
Next time you get in my way, I will not be so gentle.
Going to kill you.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, I need to get this oil off. That looked pretty bad.
Hey, sorry about that Sable thing. I should have told you earlier, but it all happened so fast.
It's okay. We're still best buds.
We're not best buds.
Well, that took a dark turn.
Anyway, Sable has the mayor's ear and unchecked authority. We've searched that address you gave me, found plenty of evidence of a bomb plot, but nothing that leads back to Martin Lee.
I'm working on that. Hey, MJ.
Pete, you gotta learn
So
how
I
to
dredged up some
socialize.
records on Martin Lee's other business holdings. He's got places all over the city.
Huh. The locations line up with a map I found at that shipping business. I'll check them out.
Let me know what you find at each one, and I'll work on building a case.
You got it. I'm headed to Lee's office at Feast to see if I can learn more about why he's doing this. And what he's got planned next.
Okay, say hi to May for me. Wait, you don't think she's in danger, do you?
Is she
No.
in danger?
Lee's only got one target on his mind. Norman Osborn.
Oh, the White House. Get him!
Get the crap out of me. Hot stuff coming through.
Yeah, I know there's a mod to specifically get rid of
Missed another call from Doc.
Peter, I wanted to
his
make sure you're
voice.
still
A
available.
mod to get rid of his voice.
I can't pay you yet.
I need to get
but
it.
I've pulled enough strings to keep the wolves from the door a bit longer. If we can get up and running, I know this new version of the project will attract investment. Massive investment.
Massive.
Stay ready.
Fingers triple cross, Doc.
He already hung up.
Ground teams, this is Control. What's the situation in the financial district?
Oh, he's so
Outpost
gross.
X-ray under attack. It's the demons.
Oh my God. It's Gordon Freeman. It's the bat. Part of me kind of wants to play Arkham Asylum. I recently got fucking Prototype working again, so maybe I'll play that too. I love Prototype. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't age as well as I think it did.
Ground teams, this is Control. What's the situation in the financial district?
Demons are firing on our APC.
What's up, Danger? This is it. This is the What's Up, Danger. Too bad he's so greasy right now. Look at him. This whole chapter, it rains, and it's kind of a shame. Oh, see, look, now it's not gonna... I try to press and hold, and it doesn't do anything. Oh, alright, that hurts. Why is this fucking shit is so busted?
Any plans to help Spider-Man? Or are you just here to rubberneck?
I'm here to rubberneck. Just looking. Check this out.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, hey, how's it going? Free man action. Huh? Don't call me that. Over there? I'll be right there. Just give me a second. Just gotta exercise.
It's you! Only been in the city a week and already I run into you. Can't believe
Isn't the city
it.
great?
Right? Yeah.
Seen the news? Now ain't the time for cosplaying with those demons we can have.
You shut the fuck up. I'm not cosplaying.
Ground teams, this is Control. What's the situation in the financial district?
Need reinforcements at Outpost Foxtrot. We're taking fire.
I'm coming. I'm coming to help. Get off that car, sir. I don't have time.
Hey, rooftops are for barbecues, not firefights.
I did not even mean to do that. Holy shit. Whoa.
The look of appreciation on the Sable guys is all the reward I need. Or is that constipation?
It's him! Get a picture!
How's it going? My man!
This is Sable Control, requesting sit rep on our position in C4.
Control, APC Bravo, engaging demons.
No. Yeah, the flagpole. No! Yeah. Wait, this is a tree. Whatever.
Don't drink the water. They put something in it to make you forget.
Attention units. Armed robbery in progress.
I don't even remember how I got here.
From Seaport.
Oh, I guess I go up here now. I'm hesitant. I'm kind of hesitant to do anything too crazy just yet. Because there is some additional modding I'd like to do before I get too deep into cutscenes.
I knew the movement in the Half-Life speedruns was intense, but this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, right? Crazy. New speedrun tech.
Calling Sable
You gotta do a web
in Little
boost.
Italy. Need a status update. Checkpoint under attack by demons.
Little diggly.
We gotta stop this before it turns into a massacre. Time for my special brand of conflict resolution.
I knew the movement in the Half-Life speedruns was intense, but this is just ridiculous.
Oh, calm down, freeze. This is just ridiculous.
So ominous. Another day, another dozen crazy dudes in masks sent to prison.
An instance. Yeah, I didn't catch that either until just now. Wait, what's this? Fine. No, fuck. Come on. I swear to... Okay, I guess I don't get to look close.
Hey, what's up?
What do you know about Sable International?
Let me see. They're
Fuck,
an
I'm having a hard
international
time.
security firm, usually hired by governments to end revolutions. Or start them.
The last thing we need is a city full of trigger-happy mercenaries.
Whoa, social media's blowing up. They're setting up
Whoa,
checkpoints
social
around the
media.
city, doing
What
random
in the hell?
stop and frisks. This is crazy.
No, this is Norman Osborn feeling threatened.
This is Sable Control. What's the situation south of Houston?
Spider-Man, up high!
Hell yeah.
Backup.
I got him.
Nice to see you.
Fuck this.
Don't make a liar out of
Free money, get it. Hell yeah, brother, get on that car. Hell yeah, brother, get within that car.
Get a picture.
Hell yeah, brother, disappear your car entirely.
Freaking intense!
Fuck the rules. There he is again.
Reports of men in demon masks attacking an armored vehicle. Location is Lower Chinatown.
Hey guys, bird watching? I saw some pigeons over there.
Doing? Where'd you go? That
Can't
dude
have the
broke-
ones inside feeling left out.
You went and broke your ankle. You got clipped into the wall. What's this?
Going down. MJ, I'm at the first location on your list, and guess what I found?
Demons?
Give the lady a prize. See if you can figure out what they're up to while I introduce myself.
Did I really just do that without anyone catching me? How in the fuck?
Sleep it off.
That's fucking ridiculous.
You literally didn't see that coming.
Somebody up here see me? Who seen me? Peep this one. Shh. You want to see a nostalgia critic mod? A spider credit card? You know what would work great here?
Sweet dreams.
Uh-oh. Whoa, I don't know what's happening. Oh, bad dodges on my part.
I hope you new guys can up your game, because those last guys, yawn.
Peter, that location's supposedly an importer of souvenirs for Chinatown shops.
What they're importing is not something I want as a memento.
Drugs?
Demons.
Yawn.
Looks like they bring in their buddies in shipping containers. Explains how foreign nationals with criminal records are getting into the country.
Ow.
You guys look mad. I admit, I used all my good quips on the others, but I don't mind repeating myself.
Oh, he said it. He said the line. Ow. Okay. Alright, I mega bombed that dude by accident. What is that noise? What is that fucking horrible noise? Oh.
This is
All
like
right,
when the band's
time
doing
to
its
spider
fourth
the fuck
encore
out.
and you just kind of want to go home.
I need to fucking back off for a minute here. There we go. It's up. Cool. What's the button? Was it a suit power to use focus to heal yourself, or was that just a thing I can do? Hold on. I think that was a suit power. Oh, there it is. I got it.
Step right up, fellas. I got plenty of webbing for all of you.
I got plenty of the white stuff for all of you. Alright, he got TK'd. What the fuck? Alright, who's shooting fucking missiles at me? You! You! Come on, buddy. You got this. Nice.
MJ, call the police. All the demons are incapacitated.
Don't forget to bring me a souvenir.
That was pretty good. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Let me save it. Alright, now let's go back in time a little bit, yeah? Go back in time just a tad. Back to this point in time. Yeah, I remember this. When it wasn't raining. Oh.
Hi, Mr. Muggins. This is about the rent.
Mr. Parker, this call serves as your third and final warning. Eviction proceedings.
Wait! I get paid at the end of the week. I get.
Eviction proceedings will start Friday unless full payment is received by close of business. Good day.
Fuck landlords.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Lee.
Hey, Peter. We're all set for the party whenever you're ready.
Cool. I'm on my way.
Now I can hear the music again. It's good fucking Sam Raimi movie music. This is music from the PS2 game. Again, it's a mod that's on the Nexus. I didn't make it, but you can go get it now if you want.
Available units, narcotics sale reported. Any officers near firehouse, please copy.
Hey. Hey, check this out. Wow, not even phased. That guy either. Get out of the fucking road!
My bad.
Menace. You're such a menace.
Boss.
Wilson Fisk holds grudges. Who knew?
You're the best. Thank you. That was great. Thank you so much.
Good fight, man.
Yeah. Look at all these babies.
If I ever see Jameson, I'm giving him an airport.
Wait till Mom sees this.
Can I get an autograph?
The disrespect. Just the absolute disrespect.
Spider-Man's a real deal. Dude, what's up?
What's up? Why are you standing on my kid? Nice. There was a fourth mod suit that I was gonna use, but it crashed the game, so.
Hey, I got a business problem.
Officers respond. We've got a
That's
10-10
right, it's
narcotic
me.
sale in progress. Any officers near Central Park, please proceed to the scene.
Spider-Man, I was in Times Square during the Fisk assault. I just want to say thank
Hello.
you. Where's my light? Oh my God.
What's with the outfit?
Sorry, I scared away your pigeons. Can I have that seed though?
I gotta go now. Local units, an assault was just reported. Be advised. Reported location is near Lincoln.
Pardon me.
Over.
I haven't really fucked around in the park before.
You think they'll make the charges on Fisk stick?
Yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm a superhero. Get a hot dog. Can I get a hot dog?
All units report of a possible narcotics sale. Officers needed in Central Park.
To have you as a guest host. I hate to bother you.
Hey, how's it going?
Dude,
what's
up? I bet if I got a costume, I could pass for Spider-Man. Wait till Mom sees this.
Hey, strike a pose.
There
It's
you
him. Get a picture.
Drug deals and criminals. They go together like cookies and milk.
Get the spider!
Yeah.
Hey, guys! You got prescriptions for this stuff?
I heard him. Finally, a real fight. Bring it!
Huh. Fisk did keep these wannabe pushers in check. Wait a minute, what's that feeling? Do I miss him? No. I'll text Yuri the location. Cops will be here in no time.
Okay. Whatever you say, Spider-Man. Yeah, he's a morphine addict. He's full of shit.
And now for listener emails. May from Queens writes, "You're so full of anger and I wish you'd get help managing it. It's terrible for your health." Now I know she speaks from a place of concern, but this is a common misconception that I have to correct. I'm not full of anger. I'm full of love. I call out
And Half-Life 3 is
corruption,
weird.
and crimes against humanity because I adore this city. And I want it to be better. What you hear in my voice, it's love. Nothing but love.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Who's in trouble? I can't see.
Later, Spider-Man.
Gonna guess these guys aren't trading baseball cards.
Oh my god, dude, shut up.
Gotta be honest, not a fan of Big Pharma. Especially back alley Big Pharma.
Okay.
Quit moving!
Drugs are maybe my most disliked criminal activity. Definitely top 5. Or bottom 5, however that works.
Woof.
Texted Yuri to pick these guys up. Wish there was a Spidey emoji I could put at the end.
Stop. Stop talking. Look at him. I got an idea. How the fuck? Why does this only sometimes work? Good shot here. Oh, hold on. A little further forward. Yeah. I wanted to just be like, you kind of just barely notice him back there. Yeah, there you go. We need to beat Joss Whedon over the head with a lead pipe. I don't promote violence, thank you.
All units, we have reports of a vehicle collision.
But
Civilians
he is
are
a
trapped.
piece of shit that ruined
Location is Firehouse
humor
on
in
the west
movies
side.
for the last, I think, 15 years.
Nasty car wreck down there. People might be hurt.
Oh my god, I'm getting shot.
I think that debris is trapping someone inside that car.
Now watch how much of a fucking hero I am.
Help me! Please!
Okay, still need to rescue the trapped civilians.
I had it covered, but...
What the fuck?
Thanks.
What are they doing?
I thought it was all over.
That was the wrong button.
I've got you. Stay calm. Everyone's safe. I should let fire and rescue do their jobs.
Hey, Spider-Man.
I knew Jameson was wrong.
It's safe. I'm this close to getting my CPA.
I'm gonna tell everybody you're...
Thank you. My husband thanks you, and my kids thank you.
Check it out. Yeah, I saved your lives. Look at that.
I'm telling everyone. I knew that Jameson was a liar. You're the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got your back, Spider-Man.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. You say
Fuck
hi to
yeah,
my
dude.
kid?
Kind of scary, actually.
Can I get a selfie?
I got a selfie. Oh, there is some regular brands in here. Okay. Where's, there it is. Avenger Tower. I'm gonna go to the Avenger Tower.
He just wouldn't be Spider-Man without Western Union.
For all his spider banking needs.
Western Union's got his back.
Chase in progress. Nearest unit respond. Officers needed at Lennox Hill. Over.
Lennox Hill. Fuck. Yeah, he was driving real nasty.
I better stop them before they end up in driver's ed videos.
We're citizens of the Earth now!
Okay, you are not getting 5 stars.
Get him, Spider-Man! Too short-handed for a roadblock.
Here's your stuff. Now that's just...
Go, Gordon, go! Do it, Gordon! God, Gordon Freeman
Gotta
is
give
so
that real
fucking
man
cool.
props. Manhattan rush hour is no joke.
Take it from here, Spider-Man.
Whatever, fuck you. mod that duct tapes Spider-Man's mouth shut? Yes, there is. I need to get it. But because it involves voice files, I can't get it while I'm like streaming. It would I would have to download probably a pretty big file. There we go. Highest point in the city. Look at him. Look at this dude. It's actually a pretty good screenshot too. All right. I think I'm running out of stuff to do until I can mod the game a little bit more because I want to add more. I want to add more shit, right? I can do some. I should be able to do some crazy shit, and I want to wait until I can. So, what's so danger? I'd love to play the song, but I can't because it's copyright. Gordon Freeman is 1 year older than Jesse Pinkman. How old is Gordon Freeman supposed to be? 27? Hold on.
Don't want to miss May's party.
Okay, I'm sorry about May's party. Got a little bit of swagger in his walk. Oh my God, music!
Hey, turn this way.
How's it going?
This should be a good one. Fuck, I don't want all these people to disappear, just some of them. Come on. Deuce that distance. There. Increase the aperture. Wait, hold on. Where's the one that'll blur the nearest to me? Hold on. There we go. Disappear, man. There we go.
You're back, Spider-Man.
Worked for Fisk. Freaking unemployed
It's him.
now.
Get a picture.
And I'm a bad guy.
Spidey!
You
I
got a
saw the
fucking
Fisk
problem,
takedown on
man?
TV. The way you jumped through that window. Wow.
You got a fucking problem?
Lift something heavy?
Hey, just taking a break.
Okay.
I was in Times Square during the Fisk.
No fucking pictures!
Sorry. See the game last night?
Are you really him?
No. No, I'm not really him. Oh. Alright. I think that's all I got for right now. I'm gonna put us on a quick BRB, and then we'll see where we go from there. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I do this, wait, hold on. Not starting soon. Get that out of here. I'm going to look at some art real quick. There's some art that I want to look at. Yeah, let's see. Art. Art. There it is. Okay. So, I think I go back. Yeah, so that was the birthday. So, from It Crumbles. Let's see. Hold on. There we go. All right. I know you couldn't see. I was trying to get it working correctly. From It Crumbles. Here's some art from the 2,000-hour TF2 stream. That stream was a disaster, by the way. So thank you. Gusher Bug. Crop from a big doodle thing. From Mod Pochi. And from Beans. The Among Us weed killers. So that was some art that I really wanted to get out there, get shown. Now I can put it on this screen. And I can run my credits. So thank you for coming today. I know this was, I'd like to say again, sorry, I kind of took another extra gap without streaming there, but shit, you know, shit happens. Next week should be back to normal as far as I can think of. Yeah, next week should be fine. I still have certain games that I want to stream. This kind of cropped up and pushed some stuff back. You're gonna see this again. I just need to mod it even more. There's some that might depend on my free time or if the mod tools improve in the next few weeks. We'll see. Still need to do Mon Bazoo. I figured out a way to do custom weapons on the TF2 server, so that'll be an experiment that we do soon enough. I look forward to that. Yeah, there's lots going on. Some non-stream stuff coming soon that you're gonna enjoy. Probably next week I'll be in full swing, also ready to do voice requests properly. Technically it's open right now, but I've not been in a super great sound situation, so I've not really brought it up. But yeah, how about we raid somebody? How about... Oh, there's plenty of people to raid today. Oh, boy. about socks? Great socks. All right, y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good weekend, because I just remembered it's Friday. And I will see you Monday. You have a good day. Bye-bye.